Imagine there's a law that says if no one loves you, there's no one to care for you, or you're homeless, you must be euthanized. Would that law be just and fair? Would that be a compassionate way of treating people who are down on their luck? This is exactly the way millions of dogs and cats are treated. Every day they wait, the hopeful and the hopeless. These are the forgotten ones, caged, lonely, frightened. They are literally dying to be loved. Across the United States, animal shelters are not uniformly required to keep statistics on animals taken in, adopted, reclaimed, or euthanized. Without a national reporting system, it can be difficult to compile statistics on the number of animals being killed. But according to organizations monitoring the situation, the leading cause of death for healthy dogs and cats in the United States is shelter killing. An estimated 4 million are killed every year. That's more than 7 per minute, roughly 9,000 per day, killed in shelters unnecessarily. This tragic and unnecessary killing of healthy, treatable, and adoptable animals is often carried out in taxpayer-funded shelters. An example is the Hawaiian Humane Society in Honolulu, which kills the majority of animals brought there. The fate of untold thousands of Oahu's dogs and cats has been and continues to be determined behind these walls. For years, the bodies of animals killed at the Hawaiian Humane Society were incinerated right on the shelter property. In 2003, the Honolulu Weekly published a cover story called Helter Shelter. The article exposed the brutality of the killing, reporting that dogs tied to a chain-link fence close to the incinerator were watching as a worker piled one dead animal after another in front of the large furnace. It revealed that incinerator records from November 2001 showed it to be operating daily, burning an average of 825 pounds a day, or over 300,000 pounds of animals for the year. The number of animals being killed appears to be a sensitive issue. The article notes that the Humane Society would not allow the reporter to view the animal intake or euthanasia logs. The Humane Society operated a Model G16P incinerator. The incinerator's smokestack was visible from the freeway, and a number of citizens regarded it as a symbol of the death taking place there. A 1999 chart shows that the incinerator could process a daily load of 1,100 pounds of animals 52 weeks per year. More recently, the Hawaiian Humane Society asked the Department of Health to cancel their incineration permit, saying that it was no longer needed. Now, the bodies of animals are put into plastic trash bags and transported over the mountains to a facility called Oahu Pet Crematory, or OPC, for incineration. In contrast to the Humane Society's conspicuous incinerator, the Oahu Pet Crematory is tucked away in a far corner of an industrial complex. The OPC operates 3 incinerators, a Power Pack Junior, a Power Pack 2, and a Super Power Pack 3. The OPC is housed in these warehouse buildings. The crematory keeps daily logs of each body it incinerates. Let's look at the log entries for the month of December 2013 for just one of the 3 incinerators. On December 10th, 177.4 pounds of animals from the Humane Society were incinerated for 3.5 hours. On December 12th, 191 pounds were incinerated. December 15th, 199 pounds. December 16th, 195.5 pounds. December 17th, 178.4 pounds. December 19th, 200 pounds. December 20th, 156.5 pounds. December 21st, 185.5 pounds. The incineration of dead bodies did not even stop at Christmas. The log shows that on Christmas Eve, OPC incinerated 155.5 pounds of animals received from the Hawaiian Humane Society. Keep in mind that these numbers represent the use of only one incinerator, the Superpower Pack 3. There are 2 other incinerators. On New Year's Eve in 2012, while many people were out celebrating, 195 pounds of animals were incinerated. These logs are sad proof of the massive loss of life taking place at the Hawaiian Humane Society. Let's look at numbers published in the Hawaiian Humane Society's own annual reports from 2012 to 2015. These reports do not reveal the number of animals killed there. However, they do show that less than half of the dogs brought to the Hawaiian Humane Society found homes. During the 3-year period of 2012 through 2015, an average of only 45% of the dogs were adopted. Figures published in the Hawaiian Humane Society's annual report for the period of July 1, 2012 through June 30, 2013 show that of the 14,431 cats arriving, only 2,842, less than 20%, were adopted. The 2013-2014 annual report shows that of the 13,833 cats brought there, only 2,953 cats, or 21%, were adopted. Similar numbers are shown in the 2014-2015 annual report. Of the 12,174 cats arriving, only 22% were adopted. Remember how the Honolulu Weekly article said its reporter was not allowed to view the Humane Society's intake or euthanasia logs? We decided to review an audit of the Humane Society commissioned by the city in 1997. The audit shows total intake of all animals in 1995, including both cats and dogs, totaled 34,216. Of these, 26,583 animals, or 62%, were killed. In 1996, a total of 32,347 animals arrived, and 24,005, or 60%, were killed. When figures are examined separately, we can see that half of the dogs brought to the facility in 1995 were killed. In 1996, we see that of the 19,583 cats brought in, an astounding 86%, or 16,800 cats, were killed. The audit reveals that an average of 25,294 cats and dogs were killed per year. It is tragic that killing has continued at a high rate, and effort was not put forth to transition from a kill facility to a no-kill facility. What is a no-kill facility? Perhaps the most widely accepted definition of a no-kill shelter is one in which all adoptable and treatable animals are saved. It is a system and philosophy ensuring that no healthy animals die, and nearly all are adopted. This is no-kill, and the good news is new no-kill shelters are cropping up all across the United States. The growing no-kill movement is an obvious response to public opinion. A 2011 poll found that 70% of people with companion animals believe shelters should only euthanize animals too sick to be treated or too aggressive to be adopted. Another national survey revealed that 96% of Americans, nearly every single person, believes we have a moral duty to protect animals and we should have strong laws to do so. Clearly, the overwhelming majority of citizens want to end the outdated and cruel policy of killing healthy animals. A 90 to 95% life-saving rate or greater is generally regarded as the no-kill threshold. It assumes that a very small number of animals entering a shelter will be too sick for medical treatment to alleviate their illness, or adoption is not viable because an animal truly poses a threat to the public and it is not possible to rehabilitate him or her. Many people's understanding of what constitutes a dangerous or vicious animal, one who simply cannot be rehabilitated, was changed by the success of Best Friends Animal Society in Utah, which rehabilitated 22 pit bulls from NFL quarterback Michael Vick's dogfighting ring. A large number of the so-called victory dogs have been adopted and now live in loving homes. Others will live their lives at the sanctuary. Killing is not the only option. According to the website Saving 90, 95 to 99% of shelter animals are healthy or treatable, and many communities are saving between 98 to 99% of dogs and cats in their shelters. A noteworthy example is Austin, Texas, which serves a population of over 1 million people, very similar in size to that of the city and county of Honolulu. Saving 90 reports that in 2015, Austin Animal Center, an open admission shelter, saved 95% of dogs and cats. Los Angeles, the second largest city in the United States, reached an historic threshold in December 2015. According to the No Kill Los Angeles initiative, the save rate for dogs in the city's shelters reached 91%. The No Kill Los Angeles Coalition partners, who are working together to make LA a no-kill city by 2017, consist of 6 Los Angeles city shelters, which are all open admission facilities. There are many other examples with hundreds of no-kill communities nationwide. They prove that no-kill can be achieved at high-intake, open-admission municipal shelters, and that no-kill is consistent with a municipal shelter's mandate for public safety. Nevertheless, the Hawaiian Humane Society contends if there is a single phraseology that divides all of us who love animals, it is the term no-kill. The truth is that there is no such place as a no-kill shelter. Limited admission organizations may turn unadoptable animals away. The Hawaiian Humane Society is Oahu's only open admission shelter. Asked by the Honolulu Weekly whether she would support no-kill shelters, Hawaiian Humane Society Director Pamela Burns stated that her shelter is an open admission facility, meaning it takes in any animal. But Austin, Texas has an open admission shelter, and it saves 95% of dogs and cats, as do many other communities across the nation. Being an open admission shelter simply cannot be used as an excuse for failing to convert to no-kill. Francis Batista, co-founder of Best Friends Animal Society, has said, "Your community is either already no-kill, implementing a coherent plan to achieve no-kill, or making excuses as to why it's not possible despite all the evidence to the contrary." He states that no-kill has become the standard against which all municipal shelter operations are measured. Besides saving animals' lives, there are also economic benefits to no-kill. California's No-Kill Advocacy Center states, in just one community, a no-kill initiative yielded $250,000 in increased revenues at a time the shelter also significantly reduced expenditures. In addition, the positive economic impact to businesses due to subsequent spending by adopters on those animals totaled over $12 million in sales annually. Over the course of the lifetime of those animals and subsequent adoptions, it is estimated that these animals will generate $300 million, bringing in over $20 million in sales tax revenues. This is an obvious win-win situation for municipalities, taxpayers, and of course, for the animals. Now is the time to address a change in policy at the Hawaiian Humane Society. Oahu residents have repeatedly voiced their desire for no-kill. In 2009, citizens signed a petition to make the Hawaiian Humane Society a no-kill shelter, but that effort produced no tangible results. A public outcry ensued after publication of the 2003 Honolulu Weekly cover story, which featured former Humane Society employees speaking about dogs killed via production line and described the cruel way the animals were killed, stating that typically only one person did the procedure. This often resulted in the needle missing the heart, injecting instead into the belly, a mistake which they said prolonged the suffering of the dying animals. In 2012, a Honolulu City Council member introduced Bill 57, which would have required the Hawaiian Humane Society to maintain a website to notify the public when an animal was scheduled to be killed. In its article, the Hawaii Reporter noted that the Humane Society opposed the bill, claiming it would cause overcrowding and force sick animals to be housed with well ones. Despite overwhelming public support for the bill, demonstrated by the submitted testimony, the bill was not passed. Government officials listened to shelter directors and hearing dire warnings and predictions about overcrowding and other issues stemming from conversion to no-kill are often hesitant to implement change. Larry Tucker, chair of the City of Austin's Animal Advisory Committee, noted that it is common for those in charge of shelters that routinely kill healthy, adoptable animals to object to becoming no-kill shelters. He said, "We've had a lot of employees and upper management that were entrenched in maintaining the status quo. We ran into all of the typical excuses as to why they couldn't change." Imagine how difficult it must be for shelter directors and managers who have worked at and advocated for shelters that kill large numbers of healthy animals to admit to themselves and to the public that the many thousands of deaths were unnecessary. This reluctance to change has been seen again and again all across the nation. Even national groups like the Humane Society of the United States, the ASPCA, and PETA have challenged the widespread implementation of no-kill shelters. In an article for the Huffington Post, Nathan Winograd of the No Kill Advocacy Center wrote, "To the media, to the public, and to legislators, our nation's large animal protection organizations are often seen as undisputed experts when it comes to how our shelters should operate." On his website, Winograd explained that the HSUS and the ASPCA have local reps in different parts of the country who are given free rein to pursue their personal regressive agendas while receiving little to no oversight from their organizational leaders. The Humane Society of the United States has a local director overseeing the legislative and lobbying efforts in Hawaii. But is continuing the practice of routine killing really helping to make the kind of community that's best for us? The time for excuses is over. The truth is that shelters nationwide have instituted policies that increase the number of animals being saved to 90% or more, where formerly they were killing thousands of otherwise healthy animals every year. As this video was being made, the Hawaiian Humane Society has been constructing new buildings and renovating buildings and performing infrastructure work. The preliminary cost estimate for all this is $7 million. The Humane Society says the purpose of the project is to enable them to continue to fulfill their mission of caring for animals in a humane manner. But how can the massive killing of thousands of animals brought to the facility be termed humane when no-kill is an option? Wouldn't time and funds be better spent endeavoring to change to a no-kill shelter? Each day we wait to change, this systematic killing results in the death of more innocent beings. This video was made so that citizens can decide for themselves what kind of facility they want to have. Do you want to continue with a costly facility that needlessly kills thousands of animals every year? Or would you rather see a change to a no-kill policy where 90 to 95% or more of the animals are saved and it actually costs taxpayers less money while at the same time is good for our business economy? If we genuinely want no-kill in our community and follow the proven methodology successfully used by shelters all across the United States, it will become a reality. Information and procedures for implementing no-kill abound. One example is the No-Kill Advocates Toolkit, which is downloadable for free. It is not the aim of this video to condemn anyone, but rather to present the facts, figures, and issues pertaining to shelter killing. We hope it benefits both animals and humans and touches the compassion within you.